Let's talk about Battlefront 3. If you read the title and you heard the first few seconds, you already know what I'm going to talk about. But in the event you've been living under a womp rat hole and you haven't heard about the explosive amount of players that Battlefront 2 has been getting recently, well, Battlefront 2 has been getting an explosive amount of players recently. This recent surge of players has been really good for the community, not just for gaming, but also for Star Wars as a whole, because recently Star Wars has been in a bit of an iffy spot. Rather than recapping what has been going on with Battlefront 2, there's plenty of good videos out there that explain the whole situation far better than I ever could, so I'll link those videos down in the description below. Rather, I want to talk about why players are coming to Battlefront 2. But the reason why people want a Battlefront 3 is a really simple one, which I'll tell you at the very end of my 5-hour Battlefront analysis. But the reason why people want a Battlefront 3 is very simple.
We're on the verge of greatness. We were this close.
It seems that in some odd, weird way, the Battlefront franchise is truly cursed in many ways more than one. We were really close to getting a Battlefront 3 way back in the day. I'm not gonna delve into the history of that game. And given the fact that EA cut support for Battlefront 2 2017 not too long ago as well, it seems that we are never gonna ever reach the potential for this franchise. The saddest part is that Battlefront 2, both old and new, were supposed to be the stepping stones for something much greater in the franchise. Now, as much as I love Battlefront 2, both old and new, you can tell that there's some flaws within both games that really hold it back from being an all-time classic in a sense. Not saying that they're bad games by any means, I'm not trying to slander the game in any means, but there are some inherent flaws that keep the game from being perfect in my eyes. In old Battlefront 2, as large and open as the maps were, which allowed for very free-flowing combat and strategy, we had really awful AI. Like, awful AI.
Their reinforcements are dwindling.
And in the new Battlefront 2, as beautiful as the maps are and the AI actually being 10% better than the original AI from the original Battlefront 2, none of the maps in new Battlefront 2 really support the combined arms design that was part of the original, and that's why the original is so beloved in that regard. While the combat's really fun in new Battlefront 2 and the soldier-to-soldier interactions are absolutely amazing, the overall lackluster support of vehicles into these maps are what really hold it back from feeling like a war. I would like to see more war in my Star Wars, please. Now imagine being able to take the elements of the old Battlefront 2 and the new Battlefront 2 and being able to combine them into the super Battlefront 3. Imagine the potential with this franchise. Imagine being able to have, starfighters coming down from space with the giant carriers all of a sudden fighting in space. You could see the lasers going around, going crazy over there, and then coming down to the ground battle where you got all a bunch of infantry. You got the vehicles coming out of nowhere going pew, 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 pew. You got all the starfighters coming down with doing bombing runs and stuff. And you got giant AT-ATs going ham when when all of a sudden you got all the snow speeders coming down. Like, imagine the potential when you remove the restrictiveness from the new games but fix up the jank of the old games. You have yourself a perfect game. But the reason why everyone wants a Battlefront 3 is because everyone, and I mean everyone that has ever played a Battlefront game, has this grandiose, overblown, overhyped, but united version of what the game could be. The potential for this series is there. All we can do now is hope that someone sees the potential, and whether or not Battlefront 3 will ever get made, that's all up to hope and chance, because that's all we got left. As long as we have hope, there might be a chance. Or I could just get 17 more battlefields. That's perfectly fine, I guess. Fuck us, I guess.